Alright guys, I just wanted to let you know before the video start, I did change my YouTube name to Dumb Cookie. Um, I do have a kind of like a cold or allergies, I don't know. So, hopefully you guys don't get confused. I am the same person, it's just like, my voice is a little gone, and I just changed my name. I just want to let you guys know. Alright, see you at the end. So first we got Jaeger. He uses an active defense system to intercept grenades before they detonate. He's always been one of the best operators in the game. He's always had probably one of the best guns in the game with his 416 carbine. That's an assault rifle, one of the only assault rifles on defense. He used to have access to the ACOG, and he's the only person that can stop grenades. So, I mean, he's 3-speed. His gun hits like a truck, and I mean, yeah, he's just freaking amazing. You never see a non. You don't ever see. You always see a Jaeger. Honestly, I don't think I've ever. Maybe once or twice I haven't seen a Jaeger on the other team for a whole game. But that's probably because they're like really stupid or they're trying to troll. But all right, well that's why he deserves the #1 spot. Next we have Bandit. Sets up a crude electrical device that electrifies other gadgets and damages anything that comes with in contact. Another German defender. 3-speed, 1 armor. His gun is amazing. Very good at headshots. Very high fire rate. Very high damage. Pretty manageable recoil, I would say. Even if you like burst, you're still gonna get a lot of kills with him. Uh, his his gadget allows him to, as soon as he puts them down, he doesn't have to worry unless he wants to bandit trick, so he can run around the rest of the map all by himself. And this one and Jaeger's gadget help the team a lot. They're not very selfish, and they're just overall great. Next we got Mira. Deploys a one-way bulletproof mirror on breakable and reinforced walls. Can also be ejected to create a murder hole. When she first came out in Season 1 of Year 2, she changed the whole kind of meta. She changed the map. She changed how people have to approach the objective. Um, her gun is perfect for what she does. It's like quick fire rate, not a very big mag, so it's not overpowered as much. The vector is what's the fire rate? It's the highest fire rate in the game, I believe. No, it's a 1200 fire rate, so it's probably one of the higher ones. It's pretty manageable recoil, as you can see on the recoil platform on the right. But and also if you do the mirror trick, pretty good. But as long as you have a mirror and a bandit together, especially on chalet or garage, or yeah, I mean, like, she's just absolutely an insane operator. The only downside is she is 1-speed, but it doesn't really matter. She's just really good, and she has a nitro cell, so that's always helpful. And yeah. Next we have Maestro, a remote-controlled bulletproof camera armed with high energy laser. ACOG. He's able to have an ACOG on his LMG, the only LMG on defense. But Tachanka doesn't really count because Tachanka has to actually place down his LMG. He has it as his primary weapon. His shotgun pistol is pretty good. His regular pistol is pretty good. Maestro, his little evil eye is always pretty handy, especially in bomb, because if they're planting and you use their evil eye and you shock them all the time without them even shooting it, you will down the enemy and stop the plant. So, he's 1-speed. He does have shield and barbed wire, and that's all you really need as long as you have a good Maestro on your team. Like I said, he has the ACOG, so it's always good. Not really else to say. That's about it. Next, we have Rook drops a supply bag full of armor plates for his team to use. Very universal operator. Really helps out the team in general. He has an ACOG, probably one of the best defensive guns in the game, or SMG at least. I still think Vigils is the top, though. I think Vigils and Bandits are probably one of the best in the game, along with Legion. Legion's got a pretty good one too. But anyway, he can actually. You guys don't know. His armor makes you go down. Not if you get headshotted, well, then you get headshotted. But I mean, if you automatically go down. Like if you get shotgunned or you just get inhaled, you go down. So that's always an extra chance at life, which is always pretty helpful, especially if you have a Doc on your team. I have him higher than Doc just because everyone can use it all at once. Not like anybody, because Doc only has 3 stim pistols. He has 5 for everybody on the team as long as everybody picks up the armor, and he's just very good. Next we have Cade electrifies reinforced walls and hatches, barbed wire, and deployable shields in its area in effect. Ever since the buff came out a couple days ago, he was pretty good when he first came out. His shotgun is awesome. I love his shotgun. His gun is pretty good, pretty manageable recoil. Uh, it's more like a truck now. He's got a range where they can shock 2 or 3 walls at a time, as long as you know what your cade's doing. Because the Pro League set just came out this season. Um, I don't really know what else to say, but he's just a Bandit 2.0. It would be a little more helpful if he had Nitro Cell, but Impact Nades fit his style pretty well, since he's more of a camping, because he's a 1 speed, 3 armor. Yeah. Next we have Pulse, detects heartbeats at a short distance through obstacles. He honestly is probably just one of the best operators. It's kind of hard to explain. His has very manageable recoil, or little no recoil at all. His heartbeat sensor allows him to see through walls and stuff. He has a nitro cell, which helps like if you're under him in like a hatch, throw it up, especially on a consulate where you sit under the doorway and you just pulse it out, and then you throw your nitro and you blow it up. They don't know where to kill you from. It always looks like you're hacking when you have pulse, unless they actually look at the kill cam. He's a 3 speed, so that's always helpful, and his pistol is pretty good. His elite skin is really cool too. I have all the elite skins, if you guys couldn't tell. Yeah. Doc fires a hypodermic shot to revive himself or teammates from a distance. Can also provide a temporary boost. He can heal his teammates. He's a 3 armor, 1 speed. He has access to an ACOG, MP5, and P90. His shotgun is pretty good. He's got the same exact loadout as Rook. Kind of like the same exact operator, only Doc can heal them when they get down from a Rook. Sorry. His elite skin is pretty cool. I'm just kidding. It's okay. But I always see a Doc because spawn peaks, but I don't really know what else to say. He can just heal his teammates, and you always see him on the other team. Alright, Mozzie launches autonomous bots that latch onto nearby enemy drones, hijacking their controls. He's the newest operator, along with Gridlock, which I forgot to add in the last video with attacking operators. I completely forgot, but yeah, 3 speed. He's the other AR on defense. It's amazing. It's really hard to find where these drones are, especially like if he places it like all the way across the hallway and you're trying to figure it out. It's really hard to see. He's got access to the nitro cell and the super shorty, which is a very good secondary shotgun. Like I said, he's 3 speed, 1 armor. Very good at flanking. Very useful. No, he's 2 speed. Sorry, 2 speed. I don't know why I said 3 armor. He's 2 speed, 2 armor. There we go. He is like a lesser known Jaeger, I would say, but it just is way more useful because he has access to take over drones, and it's available to your whole team, but they just can't control it. Only you can control it. And he has the ability to hijack 3 drones, not only use them but take them away from the attackers, which will screw them up and not have as much knowledge of where you are. Next, we have Valkyrie can set up black eye cameras feed accessible by whole team via observation tools. She's very flexible. She's 2 speed, 2 armor. Her gun is it's not very good. As long as you get headshots with it, I mean, with any gun, you can do it's light damage. Its fire rate is pretty decent. I think it's like 800 or so. Doesn't do a lot of damage though. Cameras, if you have a good Valkyrie on your team, you're probably gonna win the round because all you gotta do. Her job is to get knowledge. She can get kills, but she's mostly for knowledge. She does have the Deagle, Nitro Cell. Oh, I just realized I don't have the Elite Skin equipped for her. But, um, yeah, that's about it. Next we have Smoke. Sets remote detonated toxic gas charges. Um, I have him lower in the list because I don't really know why. I feel like the other operators I listed before are a little bit better. He is as long if you have a good smoke, especially on bomb or secure. I don't really play a lot of hostage, so I wouldn't know if he's any good at hostage, but he does have access to a shotgun that is really good. The SMG-11 is really good, but ever since they nerfed it, well, they gave it a lot more recoil. It's pretty hard to use, but it still hits like a truck. Like I said, if you have a good smoke on your team, he has access to impacts. If you have a good smoke on your team and you're insecure, especially on bank, like the video I showed you with the angle, you are probably going to win the round because they do damage. It's like 15 damage every 2 seconds. He does. His shotgun is really good. Pretty good size hitbox, I would say. He's pretty fair. You can kill him pretty easily, but I just think he's one of the best. Alright, next we have Ella. Concussion proximity mines that can be anchored on surfaces, impairing hearing, and causing a dizzy effect. So, basically, Echo put on steroids. 3-speed operator, Scorpion, probably another one of the best weapons in the game. When she first came out, 51 bullets, 4 Grismount mines, impact nades, very little recoil, and a higher fire rate, I believe. But, like I said, she's 3-speed. I don't really see a lot of her anymore, but her ability is pretty useless, or not useless, useful, because of the noise it makes and how it penetrates or hurts the other players. But the only problem is why I have her down lower is because it can hurt your teammates as well. As long as you're not in the range of it, you should be fine. But if you're in the range, you're kind of screwed because you screwed both you guys over, the enemy and yourself. But since she has a 3-speed, she's really good at flanking. Her pistol is probably one of the best because it's got that red dot sight. I still think Cades and Nomads is one of the best, but that's about it. Alright, next we have Lesion. Cloak toxic mines that inject a compound, injuring opponents and limiting their speed. If I made this maybe 2 months ago before he got nerfed with his, like, before this season launched, he would be up in the top 5 because he was able to take away 8 damage every time it ticked around. And, I don't know, the 10 initial damage as you step on it. But now it's only 4 damage when you keep it in, so you have a more manageable fight. So, like, if you keep it in for maybe 10 seconds, you only lose about maybe 40 damage instead of 80 damage. It still does that 10 initial damage when you step on one. Or is it 8? I honestly couldn't tell you. I've played Legion, but I haven't paid attention because I haven't been hit by one in a while. But his gun is amazing. Love his gun. Impact nades. Very versatile. He's got 8 legions he can throw down, but it's on a timer. So as long as you get them all out before you die or the round ends, you will help out your team a lot. His pistol is probably one of the best as well. I see a lot of legions nowadays because they are pretty good. Yeah. Next we have Echo, hovering drone that releases disorienting sonic bursts. Yokai also transmits a video feed to the operator. I have him a little lower just because now we have Mozzie, and Maestro, because Echo can stop the plant, but it is very, very easy to get shot. It's one hit, but ever since he has able to have 2 drones, that is always more useful. But he is 3 armor, 1 speed. His MP5 is not very. It's okay. It's iffy. I wish it did a little more damage, but it does have a suppressor automatically on it. Then again, I prefer the MP5 on Doc and Rook and Mute over him, but he does have access to the ACOG. You know what the Echo's doing, you're probably going to lose the round. He has access to the Bearing 9 as well, which is still pretty good, but I prefer the pistol. Excuse me. It's basically Mozzie, like Mozzie is basically Echo, just a little better because it's better feed. You can move it around quicker, and it doesn't make as much noise. But then again, Echo is still a very good operator in Bomb. He's not really useful in any other ones. That's also a reason why I have him a little lower. Kavera's predatory stealth. The silent step allows her to lurk on her prey almost inaudible until it's too late. Um, I have her down here because, oh sorry, just because if she doesn't get an interrogation or at least a kill, it's kind of useless. Her ability is just useless. You get really good flanking routes, but now they nerfed her damage on her pistol, so it takes a couple more shots to actually like get a couple kills. I still get interrogations. She was my original Vigil. I main Vigil, but she was my original one. Um, she is pretty good. She's 3 speed, 1 armor. When she first came out, she was a force to be reckoned with. The Spaz 15, her pistol, and a nitro cell. But now she has impacts. Her shotgun is still pretty good. Her M12 is basically one of the best spawn peeking guns in the game without an ACOG. Uh, yeah. Next we have Mute James Communications for remotely detonated gadgets or drones in its range. If you have him along with Mozzie, you're gonna screw over the other team. Not only do you get to destroy him, but you also get to help out Mozzie with capturing drones. His gun is pretty good, the MP5K. It doesn't have an access to an ACOG like Doc or Rook. But he does also have access to the SMG-11 after this a couple of patches ago. He has the shotgun along with a nitro cell. 2 armor, 2 speed. Very useful operator. I would rather have a bandit than a mute though. But he's still a very good operator. Alright, next I have Clash. Extendable electro shield capable of slowing down enemies, causing damage over time. I have her very low because she's okay. If you know what you're doing with Clash, she is pretty good. Ever since she had the buff with now her SMG is automatic, it's pretty useful. I would have had her lower back then, but still, if you punch her shield, you're screwed. You have to make sure the distance is very far away. But she could also get taken out very easily. But I don't really know what else to say about her. She's a decent operator. That's all I gotta say. Alright, next I have Vigil. Vigil scans surrounding devices to wipe his image from cameras and drones. This is my main, only because he's a 3 speed, 1 armor. He's probably got the most useless gadget in the game, though. But, yeah, I take that back. Tajanko's pretty low. But, his K1A is probably one of the best SMGs in the game. His SMG-12 is probably one of the best sidearms in the game. He's not again. He's 3 speed. He's a very good roamer. Impact nades that fits his style very well. He just looks cool. Look at this. Like, you can't tell me this is not cool. Bam. Like, his Pro League set is fire, which I use all the time just because he's my main. That's about it. Next, we have Frost using a mechanical trap to anticipate enemies. Incapacitate enemies. There you go. Her gun is basically the bootlegger. It's pretty good. Her pistol is pretty good. Her Super 90 is pretty good. She's a 2 armor, 2 speed, but I don't really get hit by these frost mats because I know they have one. So I automatically shoot down when I'm hopping into a window, unless you hide them in random places where no one ever suspects them. I don't really see a lot of people go down whenever I use Frost, but her gun is just really good. I prefer the 9mm, I don't know the actual name, but it's a machine gun. But yeah. Capkin sets booby traps on windows and doors frames. 2 armor, 2 speed. His weapon has a very, very little amount of recoil. It does a lot of damage, very good at headshots. The only thing is his sights. His sights are not very good. I hate them. I hate them so much. I would use them more if they were just the regular sights. If you have a good Capkin on your team, I fear them. I fear Capkin if there's a Capkin main. Because you just get completely screwed over because they put their traps in random places. Does 40, does 51 damage, right? I think. So it's going to be a 2-hit, but after you hit that first one, the attacker is always looking for the second one. So that's the only reason why I have him this low. But his elite skin is pretty cool. Uh, yeah. Next we have Alibi, deploys holograms of Alibi, and tags hostiles when fired upon. Holograms in Rainbow Six Siege, and they're okay as long if you place them in good areas, they're gonna trick the enemy. But her gun does make up for the way she is used. She's mostly on objective. She can be she's like Pulse, where Pulse can sit in the objective or roam, but her gun is very good, very manageable recoil, headshot machine. Um, I just don't get tricked very much by these alibi things because I know that they're there. Because usually an alibi I'm facing has a different uniform, and I know not to shoot the one that is the one with the uniform, and I haven't really run into a very good alibi main, so I'm not too concerned. But she's a little lower just because of that. Alright, next we have Castle sets bulletproof barricades that are more resistant than standard ones. He's only good in situations, otherwise he'll screw over your team. He does have the which is a pretty manageable gun, but I prefer the shotgun with Castle, but I don't usually play Castle. I've been using him a little bit more recently. I don't know why. I just kind of wanted to use it because someone took Pulse. But he does have impact nades, but he'll hurt your team more than actually help it. Only a couple times, especially on Skyscraper, is probably the only map I actually use Castle. I thought I was gonna cough. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's a very, very situational operator. If he screws over your team, especially roamers, well, yeah. And finally, we have Tachanka that deploys his mounted LMG and ballistic shield, protecting from the head from frontal shots. All I gotta say is the Lord. Very useless operator. He's got the same loadout as Capkin, but his ability is just so freaking useless, man. If they put it on like wheels or something and you can push it around, that would be a lot better. They did try to help him out with a shield, where it says Lord under the shield, but it's not really gonna help him. He's just a living meme. Alright guys, well, that was the video. This one took me a little longer just because I was trying to figure out how to actually like put these operators into the video. It's very hard because most of these defenders are very close with like how good they are. I think defense is very balanced, but attacking is way easier to actually like list. But I've been noticing on the last time I posted one of these for the attacker, I almost have 300 views. I've been gaining a couple more subscribers, which I appreciate very much. Just I just thank you all very much for how this is growing, and see you next time. Peace.